Hi everyone. Okay, I have a bit of a different video to do today. So I had a soap that I made yesterday. I don't know when this video is going to go, probably like a week from now or something like that. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this. So I did just mention this in one of my previous videos. I've made this as a cardamom and rose soap, cardamom essential oil with a little bit of rose fragrance, and it smells like heaven to me. It's my kind of scent. This is my kind of thing. Of anything cardamom, and hey, there's just something about the scent of cardamom. I just love it, and when it's mixed with rose, I just love it so much. But what happened was I wanted to pipe on some white roses on the top. So I've got like a pink clay, a cardamom, like ground cardamom in the center, 2 cocoa lines, and I was just going to do like some green and white piped roses on the top. But the mixture thickened so quickly, the white portion, which I should have known because titanium dioxide can do that. So what I'm going to do is where the second line is and the green starts, I'm going to chop off the top, and then I'm going to pipe on probably some pink roses, and I think in that portion I will just use some bit of the pink clay and just a bit of the cardamom essential oil, rather than using the rose fragrance as well, because that's not going to help either. I mean, the other 2 portions were fine, but because I need to get that thickness so I can start to pipe, I'm just going to use cardamom oil because it doesn't accelerate the trace, whereas the fragrance and the colour might. So we're just going to be careful. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to chop it in half, and then I'm going to slice down to take that topping off with my very blunt kitchen knife. There's no other way for me to do it because I don't have any cutter that could take that off. And then what I can do is just plane off with my planer just to get a nice flat edge. So yeah, we can pipe on top. Hopefully that will work. So first of all, I will bring you up so you can see this process, and I'm just going to chop it in half to make it less of a bind to, like, I wouldn't want to cut like all the way down with a knife. So if I cut it in half, it won't be so difficult. So we'll start that, and we'll see how this goes. I hope it goes okay. Okay, so let's kind of roughly get this center, and I'll just chop down. Oh look, that's how we used to cut soap in the good old days. Okay, so just make it a lot easier. See, it would have looked like that inside, and that is not what I want. So I'm going to get as much of that off as possibly. Could do. I wonder if I just make a line, it'll give me something to focus on as I cut down this time. See if we can do it better this time. But yeah, we're not looking for perfection here because we just want to literally take off that, and we can tidy up anything that goes wrong, as we just did. So yeah, if you've got a topping on a soap that you don't like, you can always change it. I've not done this for a long time, and I think probably only a couple of times since I've been making soap, so not bad going really. Okay, I've got that line to gauge. Show me where to go. Sort of pushing back on that knife a bit rather than coming forwards. Okay. As you can see, I've got this terrible mishmash on the top, which we don't want. That can definitely be used in confetti soap, so don't waste it. There's always a way of using what you don't want. Okay, so we just tidy that up. And then what I will do is weigh the excess that I've got there, and that will give me an idea of how much soap I'm going to need to make the top. So those bits. So we've got 2 pieces. So the white's there, but we're not going to really be able to see it when it's piped. So that's a little bit uneven, but that's okay. So when I cut, I'm should have a good few bars out of that. So let me just weigh, and we'll roughly have an idea of what we've got in grams. Put all that on there. 755 grams, so that's perfect. I've got a soap recipe that I've got that's 750 grams, which will give me enough to do my piping. So I'll get that made, which won't take very long. That's a very quick batch to make. And then we'll pipe the roses on the top and see what it comes out like. Okay, so I'll see you for that bit. Okay, so before we make the soap, I'm just going to get my piping bag ready. So I'm using a 2D tip, which is here. So it's just like the rose tip, or like the one that looks like a rose when you pipe, and then there's my coupler. So I'm just going to snip off the end of my piping bag and put the coupler inside. And then what I do is I will put the soap into some cling wrap. Just make sure that's going to be okay on there. Yeah, should survive it. Okay, so it's just sat inside there, and then I'll put the soap in some cling film or saran wrap and put that straight into the piping bag, so we don't have to get all in a mess with this. So first of all, let's get the soap made. So I'm just going to do a quick batch of pink. So this is kind of room temperature oils. Okay, so it's just a small batch of soap. So 750 grams of oils is what I've used. I'm going to add some clay. I mean, just a small amount, just to get that pink in there. So I'm just using some Australian pink. Just try that a minute. Okay, so I'm going to keep stick blending until I get it to the consistency that I need. So I'll come back when we're ready to put it into the cling wrap. Okay, so our soap is like a sort of like a pudding consistency. It's just about there. So I'm just going to lay out some of this cling film. Okay, so I want to get it almost like a double layer, so it doesn't squeeze out, and maybe even a triple layer. But we'll do a triple. I don't want no mishaps. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting this into here, like this, and hope that it stays a decent consistency so that we can pipe. Okay, I'm just going to fold it up. In fact, I'm going to do a couple more. Play up. Let's do another layer. Okay. Use that end, and that one can be my tie-off end. Okay. Now, grab our bag. Grab our soap. Chop it up. Grab the tip. And the coupler. just going to get a silicone sheet so I can practice on it. So I'm just going to have a little go on here first. I don't want to cock this up. Okay, I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to start then on this soap here. So just going to go around. I might have to do like a couple of layers because I don't know how heavy these are going to be, to be honest. So we'll just pipe them and see if we can get them on both soaps first. Of course it doesn't have to be perfect because they're going to get cut anyway, but it will still look nice regardless. I just hope they stick to the bottom. They should do. Okay, go over here again, just put some more little bits on. Okay, I'm going to do the other one. And the leftover batter, if there is some, I can just make more of these for samples, you see. So they're not perfect, my roses, but they're not too awful. I need to work a bit faster. I haven't trimmed the edges of these soaps yet, but I will do. So when this dries off, this should be okay. But I'm going to go through the centre now of each one of these because I've got lots left. Okay, I'll leave that to the side, and then I'll take those gloves off a sec so I can put some rosebuds straight through the middle of these so that they look real pretty. Just take the goggles off a sec. Just going to take a bar so I can gauge how wide we're going to go. This actually looks quite pretty now. Not bad at all. And it's not wasted, that's the main thing. So whilst it's not perfect, it's better than it was. So there you go, there's the top. And the side will be trim. So when that's ready to trim, I'll put pictures at the end so you can see how it turned out. So I'll leave pics at the end so you can take a look. But that ain't half bad, and it won't be a waste of soap, and it will smell real good because it's beautiful cardamom and rose in the bottom proportion, just not in the top. So yeah, we'll give those roses away that I've got here on the side. They'll be freebies, and we'll chop these and we'll see what they look like at the end. But I think that's not a bad rescue. So yeah, I'll take pictures so you can have a look at those. And that's that. I will see you for the next video. Ta-ta.